Right. What I want to talk about today for some fire for you guys. All right. Just keep an eye in case somebody joins me, but nobody has yet. Oh, well, great, Lisa. Good to see you. Right. What I am going to talk about tonight, so I don't lose my train of thought. I can see she's on multiple screens. It's horrible now because I can't see what's going on. Right. I've lost my notes. Right. We've had quite a few new clients join recently, and it's brilliant, right? And I love it. It empowers me. And lots of people talk about the journey, right? Lots of people talk about what's going on, okay? Everyone who I spoke to previously has tried this magic bullet. This, I am going to, I want a quick solution. Now, that's not our fault, right? Because what's happened? Everything's instant. You pick up this thing and you can do whatever you want. You can order something and it can be delivered in 15 minutes as long as you don't live in the Lake District. There's instant gratification, next day delivery for things. And we want that in our lives, right? I read an interesting stat last week about the food. You think about it, 90% of the food in our supermarket wasn't around 100 years ago. Amazing, isn't it? And you've got to think about how we've made things simpler and easier. I love the film WALL-E, right? That is so predictable. The way we think about artificial intelligence, people talk about ChatGPT, it's going to take your job. It can overthink you. AI is going to do everything. We've got no driving, no this, no that. What do we need humans for? And we can see where it's going. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. However, tonight, I want you to think about this, right? If you've been dieting all your life, it doesn't work, right? It works for a period of time, and then you give up, Weight Watchers doing well. All them, they've got an 80% failure rate because they know you're going to fail and come back. If you're getting over binge eating, emotional eating, overeating, any of these things, I want you to realize one thing. Recovery does not just happen. You don't wake up and go, don't I binge eat today? Okay, it takes time. Okay, and I want you to remember as well, recovery isn't also some cliched buzzword tossed around to inspire you. Recovery is real. It's not a luck of the draw deal, right? Where you put your name down, in a hat to be chosen and hope to be chosen. It's not a raffle. This is a grueling, relentless, personal process that is going to push you beyond your limits over and over and over. Okay? It's why it's not a diet. Well, you can't think on the diet mentality. It's why when you've got to be ready to start this, I ask these questions to my clients all the time. Are you ready? Okay? Will you actually choose this journey? You see, at every stage of my struggle in my journey, my eating disorder was a result of a seed that got planted in my mind. Unfortunately, though, this seed was actually a weed that soon grew wildly out of control. Now, despite misconceptions about eating disorders, right, this wasn't my choice. I was young and I was hurting. And I was trying to find different ways to cope. Okay? And food happened to be that way. As I got older in life, I had battles with alcohol, similarly. And when I did drink, what was I doing? I fed that weed that was my drinking with that vicious self-talk and behaviors, while my life actually starved. The same with my eating. When I'm eating, I couldn't see that I was actually suffocating. It was easier to distract myself by watering the weed than actually facing the root of the pain it hid. As my eating disorders got out of hand, okay, and my battle with binge eating disorder kicked in, I nourished my weed with the same vicious self-talk that earlier led to different behaviors. It started leaving me even hungrier. I couldn't see that I was suffocating and that the weed was growing larger. When my binge eating became overeating, I continued feeding that weed with some same vicious self-talk. I'm here, this is me, I'm going to protect myself. I'm not worthy. I'm not this, all that negative self-talk. Okay. Which again, it left me empty inside. I couldn't see that I was in essence nearing a state of zero oxygen. And frankly, I didn't want to see it. Even when I got told by the doctor I had 6 months to live, I had to turn my life around, I was like, I had the knee-jerk response, I'll lose weight. But then after I did this and I relapsed, I didn't actually want recovery. I didn't believe in it. I told myself it was a trick. I became a better gardener to that eating disorder. I believed I deserved this self-destructive punishment, even when I had everything I wanted in life. Because do you know what that food did? It kept me safe from having to face myself and what I feared most. But eventually, you see, I got tired of running from myself, from my pain. I paused and gasped for air. And in that moment of pause, I actually realized I had been running on a hamster wheel, going nowhere. That reality hit me like a bolt of lightning and knocked me to the ground. No one can save you but you. I want you to realize that. No place, no thing, no one, no ifs and buts, no bargains. But you can make a different choice now. You've got to push any and all regrets aside. Okay? One thing I love to say to my clients is, don't tell me you want to, show me. I've been down dark roads for much of my life. I know where running from fear, pain, and self-hate leads to. It leads to a life sentence in a prison. But I also know where working through fear, discomfort, and how self-hate leads. It leads to freedom. I am living proof of that. But only you hold that key. You've had it all along. So quit comparing yourself to others. Quit looking around for answers. Have you actually tried looking within? You fear yourself, so face yourself. Don't let fear interfere. We are all afraid, okay? And you're not alone. But it's how you use your fear that counts. Don't let it exhaust you. Let it excite you. I want you to change that narrative, because you get one life. See, recovery does not mean going back to a painful life. Recovery means deliberately working through your pain and creating a brand new life that feels good. Recovery does not mean you're immune to struggle or hardships. Accept that as a fact. Now, I know from this year how hard life can be, but has it took me down the path? No. No, I'm no superhero. I'm not perfect. Have I lapsed? Yes. But by knowing this, it allows me to take the pressure off. Okay? We all want to be perfectionists. You need to realize you aren't perfect, and you never will be, but you are perfect as you are. Life has its ups. It has its downs. But do you know what recovery is going to give you? It's going to give you this opportunity to experience life to its fullest as an actual participant, instead of watching it pass you by, numb as a bystander. Now, I'm not here to preach to you, even though it sounds a bit preachy tonight, but I'm here to offer some insight I wish I'd heard years ago from someone who actually had gone through the weeds, experiencing the trials and tribulations of recovery. Firstly, don't tell yourself you can't. Don't tell yourself it's too hard. And please don't tell yourself it's not worth it. And don't tell yourself it's too late. And don't you dare ever tell yourself, I give up. You know what you need to do? You have to get out your shovel and dig. Rip out the root of that weed that was wrongfully planted and plant something new. Then have that patience as you watch that new seed grow and bloom, and then watch yourself bloom. See, recovery doesn't just happen, but recovery does happen. End of my sermon. Hopefully that's resonated with you. Hopefully that makes some sense. If you are struggling, please don't. You know, you guys in my private coaching program, you've got access to me. You've got no need to struggle. Do not fear it. speak out, reach out to me. If you're in my group program, join the calls, message on the posts. And if you're in the group and you're a past client and you are struggling now, reach out to me. Join the new community. But enjoy your life. It's too short without it. Don't stay in this pain and trapped that you are already. And remember, it's Friday, so enjoy it. Embrace the weekend. If you've had a difficult week, do not fall into that trap of, oh, it's Friday. I deserve it. Right? That's your critic talking. Right? Because enjoy it. Enjoy the weekend. But don't eat yourself into food coma or drink a couple of bottles of wine and then go, oh, well, I've blown it now, I'll start on Monday. Why? Enjoy your life. You've only got one, you need to live it. Anyway, that is the end of the Friday Fire sermon. I hope you got some value from it. If you're watching this on replay, #replay, love to know what your biggest takeaway from this is, from my little 12-minute rant. I get really passionate about this because I see people's potential and they don't see it in themselves. It's really important that we do this, okay? And we believe in it. And when you feel you're doubting yourself, get stuck into it and just pick yourself up. Anyway, have a great weekend.